Hi guys, and welcome back to World's Best Gardens. This week we are looking at Agrason Gardens, and they are located in Waiuku, Auckland, New Zealand, and they were created by Graham and Ann Thomson. The property covers around about 6 acres, and the gardens themselves are about 2.5 acres to 3 acres in size. They are mainly a tropical jungle wonderland full of streams, bromeliads, tropical plantings like vireyas, and just an absolute delight to walk around. So initially the property was a dairy farm, and it was portioned off for this smaller 6-acre block where they have decided, Ann and Graham, to create their own garden because simply buying a garden like this wasn't available for them. They have developed this garden over about 22 years, and it started off around the house. And when I arrived, that's where the tour started. So you start off around the house, and this is where they started to create their gardens initially. So they were very big in collecting bromeliads and vireya rhododendrons and palms. So this is one of the vireya rhododendrons that they've collected, and it was called Cecilia. It's a bit of a rare one, but it smelled really good. A very nice fragrance. There was lots of bromeliads like this one here, which we weren't quite sure what it was, but it was looking particularly good. It's a smaller variety, maybe something like short and sweet. What was really nice about this garden though was the water and how the water and the rocks combined together. With those rocks there, those are field stones, and they've got lots of nice lichen on, and they're perfect for going around ponds and creating edges. And over the years, Graham and Ann have collected them. They've also collected broken concrete, and you can see this wall here looks pretty cool, but it's actually just bits of broken path. So it's again, it's sort of reutilizing things that other people maybe have thrown out. That was a really nice ornament that they had incorporated. It was something that they'd bought, and it was that painted picture of a tui. There was about another 2 of those around the garden. So we've got a nice curved border, and all these gardens were created without a landscape plan. When I was talking to them, they were saying that they developed the gardens at the bottom, around the house first, and then they extended up layer by layer until they reached the top. One of the things that Graham also loves is his birds, and he's got a couple of nice aviaries here with some beautiful parrots that give you that subtropical theme, full of natural birds too, full of tuis. A couple of the sequoias. Beautiful ponds, and also these bridges that kind of intertwine over the streams, and the streams tend to sort of twist around and go down the different levels. It's all very natural, and along with the natural streams, we've got natural planting of pungas and ferns. Lots of New Zealand natives here. We've got the punga ferns, we've got nikau palms, the macropipers, the pukas, and things like that. So we've got a combination of exotics and native plants. One of the maintenance things that they said they had to do was just be careful that they didn't get an infestation of spiders, because sometimes spiders can create webs on those bromeliads, and also they've got to pull out the leaves from those bromeliads. Other maintenance that they had to do was cut down the fronds on those Washington robustas down the driveway. There's the coming up cow palms. The punga. Over there we've got a Strelitzia Nikolai, that's a giant bird of paradise, and this is the Mexican fan palms lining the driveway. Lots of these boulders were brought in and then placed by a digger, because some of the weight of those rocks is absolutely massive. This is a particularly feature that I really did think was well done, beautifully laid out with a nice waterfall, and that waterfall then twists around and goes into a much larger pond. It's full of water lilies. So one thing you can tell when you look at water features that they are good, one is that they're laid out level, so the water finds its own level, so it's very important to keep water level, especially in those bigger ponds. So you don't really want to see the liner, so it's a good idea to put either oxygen weed in the pool. They've also got water lilies, and then disguise the edges by bringing rocks over the edge. So you can see the water is very clear, so that means that there's a good ecosystem going there, whereas if these ponds were in very open situations, you could get that sort of greeny slime developing. Also, goldfish in that pond would help to keep any mozzies at bay. So we're coming to just about near the top of the garden now, and this is probably the last of the ponds at the top. And this is the top water feature, and this is meant to look like more of a natural spring. So Graham didn't want another pond at the top because he just didn't think that would look natural, which works really well. And you can see there as it just sort of goes over those rocks, it just looks amazing. Really nice combination of plants, and of course in subtropical gardens, one of the plants that you really want to kind of like promote is that sort of purple burgundy foliage colour, and that you can get that from the maples and also the bromeliads, and also some of the things like cottonus has got that same sort of colour. This was a nice little picturescape of how the development has gone over the time. That's the fence. Now at the bottom of the fence there is the pipe. So that's a pipe that goes down and recirculates the water, so it's kept out of the way so you don't chop through it with a spade. It's a good idea. The garden itself has also got plenty of flowering colour, so you've got hydrangeas, vireya, rhododendrons, alastomeria, and that plant there, which is the brunsvelsia. That's the pump box there. That black box down the bottom there contains the flow pump, which pumps up to about 13 metres pump height and lots of water. This is the first pond that Graham developed, and this is the sort of second level as he was extending it up, and the one at the top was done about 12 years ago. So it's taken over 22 years, a lot of different developments that have happened. It's created this environment where other plants now thrive because the bigger plants are protecting them. This garden was an amazing garden to walk around. I would thoroughly recommend it. Don't forget to make an appointment before you go. It's by appointment only. It cost me about $10, but like I say, just check that cost again. Okay guys, we'll see you in the next video.